Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In my previous video, we had taken a look at why people who know Excel should definitely learn R to augment their data analysis skills. And we saw how easy it was to transition to Excel. In today's video, we'll be continuing where we left off and we'll take a look at what are the other similarities between R and Excel and why it is ever so easy for the Excel users to make a jump to R and augment their data analysis skills and try to apply statistical analysis to further boost their data analysis abilities. So let's jump right into it. But before we dive into it, do not forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest topics on data analysis across different technologies. So in the last video, we had taken a look at what are the similarities between R and Excel, and we've seen some in a few examples. Now let's take a look at another example. I've created a new coding window here, and here we're going to explore the similarities between R and Excel and how easy it is to do the similar things that you were doing with Excel, only at a larger scale. So I'm going to be using a library here. A library is something that is a collection of functions. You can think of in Excel you have certain functions. So a library is a collection of functions that will definitely help boost your speed at which you do a data analysis. So for this, I'm going to be loading a library called Tidyverse. If you don't already have it installed, go to the tools section, click on install. These packages not only contain a lot of pre-built functions which will help boost your data analysis skills, it also contains a lot of pre-built data sets which you can follow along in this video, and so you can learn with the same. These are pretty good data sets and you can use them to practice your skills. So I'm going to be taking the data set called empty cars. So let's see, I just type view. Again, these are all functions similar to your Excel coding, so it's very similar. I'll type view and I'll type empty cars, and let's take a look. And again, you can see this is the data similar to an Excel spreadsheet as we discussed. It has rows and columns. In statistics, we refer to rows as observations and columns as variables, but since you may be for an Excel background, you can think of this as rows and columns. And so we can see some data. It has miles per gallon, cylinder, displacement, and different types of columns and data. If you want to learn more about what these columns and data means, you can always click on question mark and type the data set name and hit control enter, and here you can see it will show you what are the variables. Now let's take a look at what we can do. Say if we let's take a look at this data set. Say typically in Excel you would wanted to create a frequency table where you wanted to see how many cars have 6 cylinders, how many have 4, how many have 8. You would have typically done this with a pivot table where you would count the frequencies. So let's see how you can do this with R. Very easy. Call the table function similar to the pivot table, and then I'm going to give the name of the column. So empty cars is the name of the data set, and $sign and the name of the column. So I want to see cylinders, and hit control enter to run it, and you can see it is beautifully given my pivot table below. 4 cylinders, there are 11 cars, 6 cylinders, 7 and 8 cylinders, there are 14 cars. I can further do some more analysis, how we call a function within function in Excel. So simple, I can call the bar plot function. You must be quite familiar with these type of calls in Excel, and hit control enter, and you can see I have a plot ready. Let's hit control shift 6 to expand this, and you can see it has given me a nice visual representation of my groupings. Now let's go back. Let's see what else we can do. Say in Excel now you wanted to analyze something further, that what is the cylinder and gear, what are the distribution breakup. So I would have typically done this using a cross table with a pivot table where the cylinders would be the rows and the gears would be columns. Let's see how we can do this with R. Again, very simple. Type the table function, then call the data set, empty cars, give the cylinder as the rows and give the gears as the columns. Empty cars, $sign and gears, and let's hit control enter. Okay, it's a typo. I need to type table, control enter, and you can see it has given a beautiful cross table. So this would have been done with your pivot table in Excel. So you can see my cylinders for the 4 cylinders and the 3 gear combination. There's 1 car for the 4 cylinders, and in the 4 gear combination there are 8 cars, and so on and so forth. Now let's take a look at something else which we could have done. Commonly what we do in Excel is summarizing or aggregation of our data using pivot tables. We like to aggregate our data across different variables. So say across the cylinders, I want to aggregate what is the mean value of the miles per gallon that I'm getting. I could have done this easily with the pivot table. Let's see how easily I can do this in R. So I'll say aggregate, because I'm summarizing the data. Now what I want to do is I want to aggregate the miles per gallon. So I type MPG, hit the tilde sign, and against what I want to aggregate it, against the cylinder. So type cylinder. Now I just need to pass the data set. So data equal to, I'll pass empty cars, and I need to give the function equal to mean, and that's it. Control enter, and you can see it has nicely aggregated what I would have done with the pivot table. So for 4 cylinders, the average mile per gallon is 26.66, for 6 cylinder 19.7, and so on and so forth. Now let's see, I can do something more interesting, which I would a typical Excel data analyst would have done. You would try to explore the relationship, if there's a relationship between miles per gallon and, say, let's take any other numeric field, the displacement. Is there any relationship? So let us see. I can do that very simply. I'll do a plot function. I want to explore the miles per gallon. So again, I'll type the MPG, and I want to type it against. I want to find the relationship against. So I'll hit a tilde sign and say displacement, DISP. Be careful to type the correct spellings, because R is case sensitive and needs exact spellings. So I'll type that. Data again, pass the data set, empty cars, and let's hit Control Enter, and you can see Control Shift 6 and a nice scatter plot which I could have done with Excel to show me what is the relationship between the displacement and the miles per gallon. So the miles per gallon decreases as my displacement increases. Okay, so here you can see how easily you can do your analysis and how quite familiar the concepts with R and Excel is. And if you are enjoying this and you are learning, I'll make more videos on how we can now apply statistical analysis to R and really boost your data analysis skills in Excel and take them to the next level. And then after that, you can also learn machine learning with R, and if you want to build industry grade models, you can do that with Python as well. So if you like my series, do leave a comment on any other video you want me to make or what you liked about this video, and I'll be sure to make more videos on the same. Leave a like on my video and not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.